Howdy, howdy, everyone. It's me, Will, your host with the mostest here on the Taco Podcast. If you're new here, I would like to welcome you. And if it's your birthday, happy birthday. So today on the Taco Podcast, I want to talk to you about going back to school, summer vacation ending, and everyone ramping up to go back to school. If your little ones are not in school right now, I'm sure they're going back to school here in the next week. A little bit about what's been going on. I know it's been a while. We missed a couple weeks there without a Taco Podcast, and we're sorry about that, but life just got in the way. So summer vacation was ending. No more summer camp. No more of the free sleep in until what you want for the little ones. So we had some things that we had to address, and this is why we didn't have a Taco Podcast. Things that needed to be addressed before school season, and the new school year started. First, we had to do a eye exam. Got to have the eyes checked. See, everyone in my family, on my side of the family, and just about everyone on my wife's side of the family, has astigmatism. And yes, my son has astigmatism as well. He needs to wear glasses, but he doesn't like to. And since he's on the spectrum and very speech delayed, it's hard to communicate with his optometrist what he actually needs and what is actually going to work for him. The optometrist that he goes to does, and is very familiar with children who are on the spectrum, and we're very lucky and fortunate in that. But it's still, you can do so much with a computer, testing of the eyes, but you still need to find out where his vision is. Does this look better? Can you see better with this lens over that lens? And trying to have my son communicate with the optometrist is hard. It's very hard. And he has a short amount of time that he's willing to give something like that before, he gets upset. He shuts down and he draws within himself and just stops talking to everyone altogether. But it needs to be done. We need to do the best we can for our son. And then after going through what should have been a 30-40 minute, at the most, eye exam, an hour and a half later, we finally finished up. And we found, that in the end, that his vision pretty much is the same. It hasn't changed. So that's a good thing. But still at the same time, it was very challenging emotionally and for our own patients, to go through that. And thankfully, it's only once a year. Then came the fun part, a hearing exam. Since my son was born, he has had a deficit of he can't hear certain decibels of, and it's not the low end, it's some low and it's some middle that he can't hear. He doesn't need a hearing aid, but at least at this point, he doesn't. But he definitely, has, certain tones that he can't hear. And now think about that from the perspective of learning. If you can't hear the teacher talking, giving instructions, if you can't hear how a word is pronounced, it's hard to be able to learn them correctly, repeat them, all of it. Everything. Just think how, if you're not hearing impaired at all, just how hard it is for someone to have, certain decibels they can't hear. And it's something that we've always, kept a close eye on. On top of that, we had to get his ears cleaned. That boy, I swear, I get his ears cleaned on Monday. By Friday, his ears are full of wax and dirt and everything else again. And even as much as we tried to help him clean his ears, with the little vacuum things and, different ear drops to flush the ear out, it's still never enough. For some reason, he just builds up wax like there's no tomorrow in his ears. And and then sitting still long enough to want to do that, it's hard. It's very hard on him. It's hard on us. But it has to be done. Then came getting ready to go back to school. I so enjoy this part of the year because I realize right then and there that little bit of savings that I had is gone. It's gone, ladies and gentlemen. First, I would much rather take a school supply list a mile long, crayons, pencils, paper, art supplies, whatever it might be, backpack. I'll go shopping for that stuff all day long. It's the shoes, underwear, and actual clothing. It's the part that makes me want to pull my damn hair out. No pair of shoes in this world was going to make him happy. Until on the 4th store that we went to, he finally found a pair of shoes that light up and had his favorite comic book character on them. Yes. Every store, no, didn't like them. And where did we find those shoes? We found them at Walmart. Because see, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not made of money. I don't make money at this. I don't make money on any of my channels. I am basically just doing this as a hobby that turned into a full-time job with very, very little pay. I don't buy, Gucci. I don't buy, the high-end luxury items for myself or for my son. Because, well, frankly, the boy grows so fast right now, it's not even funny. And I'll give you an example. Just before school ended last year, before summer vacation, to get him ready for summer camp, I needed to buy swim trunks. Because the summer camp he is going to, they have a pool and they have lifeguards, and everything else. And they taught him, swimming basics, at the summer camp. So I bought him swim trunks, and I bought him white t-shirts like I wear in the summertime. And that was at about a week or so before school got out, when I got the actual list of things that he needed for summer camp. They don't fit him now. The swim trunks don't fit him, and the t-shirts don't fit him. I'm not joking. His torso and his legs have grown so much. My son right now in school, in his classroom, is a good head taller than every other kid in the class. Then on top of it all, clothes shopping for him. We went to Target, Walmart, we went to Ross Dress for Less, and a couple other, last season's design stores, liquidation outlets, clothing stores, to try to, find things for him on a family-friendly budget. And we were able to find some, but he doesn't fit, in the 4-5 or 5-6 and, the little kids' clothing. No, not my son. Not my son. No, he's got to be in the young men's department, size small. Now, the same shirt on one side of the aisle, by Jack and Jill, or whatever the company is, something like that, is $9.99. The same shirt, same design on that side of the aisle is now $17.95 and is that much more fabric all the way around the actual shirt. What? I don't get it. I don't understand it at all. Oh, but then there's the pants. The pants that used to fit him over here in the young kids section, over here in the young men's section, they're either way too baggy for him because he's got no booty and they just fall right off of him, or you got to put a belt on him. And have you been shopping for young children lately? Go to your store right now today and check out the clothing for young men. The belt loops are sewn to the pants. They're not even functional. No wonder why all these guys out there have sagging pants that hang down past their butts. They can't actually get a belt on them. I'm like, why do they even put belt loops on them if they sew them to the pants? And I thought maybe it was just a mistake. No, we went to 5 different stores and we found the same thing in 5 different clothing stores. Walmart, Target, Ross. We found it at Burlington Coat Factory. We found it everywhere that we went. The same thing. The belt loops are sewn to the pants. They're just for looks. And even if you take a seam stripper and you cut them open, so you can actually get a belt through them, they're not sewn at the top and bottom of the actual loop for functionality. They have just one stitch across them, not a box with an X through it. So it actually will hold a little bit of weight, and use for a belt. No, just a single, maybe 5 or 6 little stitches on the actual loop itself. They're made to be thrown away. That's the world we live in today. And it's come down to that much, even with clothing. Why would you want to put any kind of quality into clothing at all? Don't get me wrong. We went to Oshkosh B'gosh and a couple other stores that may have had clothing that fit him. No, they don't have anything in his size because the boy is long and lanky with no booty. So everything just falls off of him. And even the ones with the tabs on the inside with the buttons where you can adjust the waist, pull on the thing as hard as you can. And it still doesn't adjust down to to a child with no butt. But we did finally find some clothes that fit him. Got him, hopefully, cross our fingers that we're going to be able to get him through at least the first couple of months of school. And we've got 2 cardboard boxes now of clothes that we're going to donate that don't fit him anymore. Underwear, socks, shirts, pants, shorts. Yeah. But rest assured, ladies and gentlemen, if my son had it his way, the only thing he would wear every single day and to school and to every social event and anywhere else he may go is just a pair of underwear, a raincoat, and a pair of flip-flops. That's all he wants to wear. Trying to convince him that he can't go out in public like that, that's where the battle starts. He's just opening up his dresser to say, hey, how about a shirt today? Is a chore in itself. So we got the school supplies. Wow, the list has grown a mile long there. Whatever happened to you just need a number 2 pencils, some paper, some folders, and a backpack? No, God, not in my son's school. Scissors, glue sticks, napkins, tissues, napkins and tissues. 2 different things there. Napkins as in paper towels, and facial tissues. Then there was scissors, if I didn't mention that. Then there was paper, folders, backpack, pencil box. Then there was Ziploc baggies and modeling clay. Of course, you can get that all in stock at Office Depot. And nowhere else could you find all of those items in the same store. We went to Target and Walmart to look for the items. We could find 8 of the, I think it was like 14 items on the school supply list that he needed. And they didn't have the others. They didn't have the modeling clay. No. And I'm not talking about modeling clay like Play-Doh. It was actually modeling clay. Okay, whatever. Only place that had it was Office Depot. And they had the list right there with the teacher's name on it. You can get it all right here. I wonder if they're getting some kind of kickback for having 100% of their school supply list at only one location. Nah, it's just got to be a coincidence, right? 3 different school districts in my area, probably 40 different schools, and one store that sells only all of the items on that list, and just happens to have a sheet that you can pick up with the school supply list with the teacher's name printed right on it. It's a coincidence, I'm sure. But we made it through it. We made it through buying and getting him ready for school. Now, he's been going to school Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday this week. As I'm filming, this is now Thursday before you're actually going to see it on Saturday. But he's enjoying school as much as we can, get him to communicate. That's always going to be the issue, is the communication. How was your day? Just doesn't work for him. You have to sit him down after he's raided the refrigerator, because he comes right into the front door, directed to the refrigerator, and, well, if you can get him to say anything at all, it's only after he comes back from the refrigerator and then sits down at the table to eat whatever, he decided he wants in that moment. An apple, an orange, a banana, whatever it might be. An entire pizza, 5 pizzas, 2 plates full of chicken nuggets, 3 bowls of soup, 2 sandwiches, and that's just a snack to him. I kid you not, it feels that way. It's a slight exaggeration, but the boy is eating me out of house and home right now. But, we have to sit down with him and go through the day. Luckily for us, though, we do have, fairly good communication with his new teacher and his, they call specialist teachers. The one, his occupational, his, speech therapist, and his overall IEP teacher who oversees all of his specials. We have a good communication with them all. They're pretty much, for the most part, they're the same as last year. But we prod and poke, and we have to kind of dig out the information. How was your day? Was there anything you liked about your day? Was there anything you didn't like about your day? And for the most part, he's having, a pretty good go of it, for at least for the first week. So that's always a positive. And I still worry, will things work out in the end? I mean, without giving away too much, just let's say that a lot of times when he gets overstimulated, or he feels like he's been pressured into something, to either school or an activity outside of school, he shuts down. He just stops right then and there. And it takes a lot for not only his teachers, but for us as parents as well, to, kind of recognize when he's going along that line where he's getting overloaded, and then you just have to back off, and give him extra time to, complete a task or to calm down himself. Because if he gets overloaded and overstimulated, he shuts down, and that's it. Nothing's going to happen until, it could be half hour, it could be an hour later, before he's willing to, or able even, in a lot of aspects, to be able to go back and pick up where he left off. Oh, the joys of raising a child. And I wouldn't trade it for anything, for all the riches in the world. I would never trade it. Every day I get to see that spark in his eyes, when he experiences or learns about something new. And I wonder, and I think to myself, it's that spark, maybe it's just using a funnel and transferring water from one glass to another using a funnel. It can be something as simple as that sparks that interest in him. And then he wonders, what can he do with a bigger funnel in a bigger container, or a smaller container in a smaller funnel? Will liquids and other items transfer the same using a funnel? Is there something that he can do to make it more proficient? I'll let him think out the process himself. And I give him a little bit of help here and there, but I let him try to experience it himself. Because that's, after all we can do as parents. We guide our children in one direction, hopefully the positive, in the right direction for them. And in the end, it's up to them. They have to be able to make that decision on which direction to go, and if it's something that they want to do. You can give them, like they say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make the horse drink. You can lead a child to education and to experiences in this world, but you can't make them learn, and you can't make them do something that they don't want to do. Now, at the same time, though, I understand you do need to make a child go to school. They do need to learn, but you can't put it all on just the school system. As parents, we have to be involved in our child's education. You can't just say, okay, they're at school, I'm done until 3 o'clock, and then when they come home, they can watch TV, and they just rinse and repeat that process. You have to be involved with the school. You have to keep up with the teachers, communicate with their specials or whatever it might be if they have any. And that's where I'm at today. As I sit before you, we're finally caught up and we're back to school, and I'm able to finally get back on a normal schedule, so I can bring content to you each and every week. So thank you to each and every one of you who stuck around while we took the last couple of weeks off. I'm truly sorry about that again, but I will be back next Sunday with another episode here on the Taco Podcast. You stay safe out there. Until next time. Bye.